Indycar and Dallara released some new renderings and specifications for the new car the league will start using in 2028. There are some good, bad, and ugly things in this announcement that we, the Southeast Rev Rats, would love to talk about. Now just first off, some quick information about IndyCar and the car they race with. IndyCar is an open-wheel racing league that over the years has seen changes from top to bottom. Like the rules, who writes the rules, who enforces the rules, what cars are allowed in the rules, what racetracks the rules apply at, and so on and so forth. So when we see the announcement for the new car, it's no surprise, especially since it's almost a decade late. The car allegedly is in a state of production where it can be tested in the days coming following the writing and recording of this story. From IndyCar's official release, the new power plant, as it's dubbed, will maintain the same core architecture as the current generation. The new engines will reportedly be a 2.4-liter V6 twin-turbo that produces about 650 horsepower. It is reported by Racer Magazine that IndyCar is looking to increase that output up to 800 horsepower as time progresses. The 2.4-liter displacement is an increase slightly from the current generations where they are 2.2-liter V6s. The new hybrid system is reported to be capable of 14 times the storage capacity through batteries rather than supercapacitors. The electric motor is reported to produce about 100 horsepower, and it's reported it should be able to produce this energy more often and longer throughout the lap. We know that the current car's power output is reduced on short oval and super speedways to keep the racing from becoming too extreme. It is yet to be seen whether this will be done with the new engines. Despite this truth, IndyCar is proud to report that IR28 should be able to break track records at all the tracks it races at. They even proudly claim they will be able to topple the standing Indianapolis Motor Speedway track record set by Arie Luyendyk 30 years ago. Beneath the surface, IndyCar also claims it has the safest monocoque in racing. This is a very bold claim, especially with the current car breaking 2 drivers' ankles at this year's Indy 500. The same chassis or tub failed to prevent life-threatening injuries with Robert Wickens and James Hinchcliffe in separate high-speed crashes. Obviously, if there were any racing car in desperate need of safety improvements, it's the modern IndyCar. In the official announcement, IndyCar claims to have improved the structural integrity of the chassis, along with the impact absorption. This should solve some of the issues the DW12 faces, but we will see just how much stronger it is in the years to come. At the rear of the new car, the anti-roll bars will become electronically adjustable, and the springs will be spec rather than built by teams like they are with the current car. The aerodynamics of the car are very streamlined, and for the first time they actually include the halo or the aero screen as a part of the structure rather than just an additional piece. Of note is the included flap on the front wing and speedway configuration, along with the lack of rear wing end plate and the road course configuration. 2 final things from the release. The LED number plates will be making a return, and there will be a window on the engine cover for engine branding. The latter of which, along with some wording in the official release, shows IndyCar's strong desire to attract more engine manufacturers to the league. Now with the official stuff out of the way, let's get into what we the Southeast Rev Rats make of the changes. First of all, the car does look good, but it looks like it may just have too much drag on oval configurations. Remember, drag squares with speed, so when we see things like this large adjustable flap on the front wing and the dual-plane rear wing, it just looks like it may have just a little bit too much bodywork in the free air or in the clean air, reducing speed on the straights. The standing track record is about 237 miles per hour average across 2.5 miles, set 30 years ago. If the plan is to crush that speed, they're going to have to use pretty much all the horsepower available and then some to overcome the drag. That being said, the actual bodywork on the wheel cover and the barge board, in our opinion, are welcome additions, as they should in theory cut down on wheel-to-wheel contact while also reducing wheel wake over the bodywork. Now finally, the last thing we wish to touch on is that this will be the only chassis available to teams, just as the DW12 is in the modern IndyCar. It wasn't always this way. Many people immediately cast their memory back to kart, but even the rebellious IRL held its first few seasons with multiple chassis available, the Dallara, G-Force, and Riley and Scott, along with multiple engine suppliers. Dallara currently holds a monopoly on all Formula-type cars, providing cars for Formula 2, Formula 3, Super Formula, and IndyCar, along with many other leagues. Tatus has previously made Formula 4 machinery. Ligier and Orica all build prototype endurance vehicles, and they could reasonably branch out to supply IndyCar. Now, of course, this is probably just a pipe dream, but if IndyCar is continued on the spec car path, it feels like it's just risking becoming another feeder series to Formula 1. We feel that IndyCar is becoming simultaneously 2 things at once: a homegrown American sport, but also a spec league attracting drivers from across the globe to feed them into a global series like Formula 1. It just almost makes no sense. Of course, the duality of man and all that is true, but it's very strange. But again, IndyCar is allegedly the fastest racing on Earth, but they should just call themselves, it feels like, the most versatile racing on Earth, if they're trying to do so many different things at once. Stay tuned for more insights, and remember to love one another.